Hello again. Now, the city of Tshwane still has no mayor this hour. Another special council sitting to elect a mayor is being held. Let's now try and get the latest from inside the council chambers in Tshwane House in the capital city from our reporter Pule Letshwiti Jones, just to give us an update. Pule, good afternoon.
We will seek legal advice and subsequently adjourn.
Good afternoon, President. Speaking now is George Machila from the ANC regional chairperson.
Something that we have always raised, that you need to deal with the question of natural justice, because you can't just remove a councillor. There's no organization that is above the law in South Africa. Any organization takes its mandate from the Constitution. So the Constitution is very clear. When you remove a person from an office or from council chambers or anywhere, you need to give that particular person a hearing, procedural fairness. So it can't be that people are just being moved out of council without them being given a fair hearing.
George, some are saying this was an issue of buying time for yourselves as well, looking at the fact that you don't have quite the good numbers that would place your mayoral candidate to emerge as a mayor as well.
Well, there's no time that we are buying. I mean, if doing things that are correct is buying time according to others, then that's fine, because we need to do this work within the confines of law. At all material times, we need to respect the laws of the country. So that's where we are.
I say this because last week the Speaker was faced with a similar situation, and he said that there was no legal opinion. In fact, he said they can take him to court. What has changed? Why sought legal opinion this time around?
Well, the Speaker has always sought legal opinion. Remember, last week the DA-led coalition decided to walk out of council without saying a word. So the Speaker is a person of law. I mean, he needed to run that council in terms of the law. So that is what he needs to do, because remember the Makwarela issue, wherein Makwarela was elected within no time. There was no Makwarela. We have to restart the process again, because the consultation in terms of law was not done. So he does not want to be found wanting. So that's why he's very serious around the issues of law.
Are you simply playing politics here? Because the numbers do not sway in your favor. And it seems as if you are trying to just delay the proceedings here in council today, especially knowing that this Cope matter is also a real issue here, because Cope itself has many challenges that they are facing.
Well, it's your question is very unfair, Mbali. Remember, we won the mayoral position when we put Dr. Makwarela in place as the executive mayor. We won the speaker position when we put Councillor Nzwanano. The DA walked out of council on Friday. So today, for you to come and say the ANC and those that they are working with are buying time. I mean, it's the DA that is buying time. You could have said the same thing to them when they walked out of council. We honored the council. We are here. They never dealt with their issues insofar as law is concerned. Remember, it's not us. It's a matter that has to do with the law. The ANC is very far from those processes. We have 74 of our councillors present. So it can't be that all of a sudden the ANC is to be blamed for something that the ANC has nothing to do with.
Brian, can we speak to you as well from Cope,
yes.
the spokesperson?
Yes.
Brian, once again, Cope being the problem child here under the spotlight. What's going on? Who's who? Because we're being told that there's a letter that terminates the membership of one of your councillors. But again, the other faction within Cope saying that he is a legitimate councillor as well.
Cope is not the problem child in this council. What is happening here, we've got individuals who are basically causing chaos within the party itself. We have individuals who want to run amok in the Cope party. But what we are saying, we cannot allow, as Cope, to allow boyfriends, girlfriends, and concubines to be parachuted in the region of Tshwane. Tshwane region has got the powers to make it a point that they appoint their own councillors. We have appointed our elected councillor Justice Sifanyeso, to represent Cope in the Council of Tshwane. Anyone who wants to think that Cope is a romantic party, it is not going to be allowed. Here we are here to present Justice Sifanyetso, as the Councillor of Cope, we cannot allow some people to think that to have blue lights in their house it's something that can then be taken as a fantasy. We are concerned about the services that needs to be rendered to the residents of Tshwane. We cannot therefore allow any member who claims to have authority over Cope to dictate as he or she wants.
But is your house in a mess? Because it seems as though there's no leadership. Everyone is calling the shots. Everyone is doing as they please. And who is this individual you're talking about who's saying, she's not adhering to party protocol?
Look, we have Colleen Makubele here. The Council of Johannesburg is supposed to be sitting today. But she is in this council doing what? She's not supposed to be here. She's supposed to be doing duty for the City of Johannesburg. But she is here for her own agenda, that which we don't know what is it that she is up to. But be that as it may, this is not a romantic party. This is not the bold and the beautiful. If people want boyfriends, girlfriends, it must happen elsewhere, not here in the City of Tshwane. Tshwane has got a region that has to administer the councillors of its own party, and which is in this case Councillor Justice Sifanyetso.
Patricia Fasaki from the SABC. As Cope, are you not worried that your inability to sort out your own internal politics and power squabbles is now costing the people of Tshwane?
Look, it's not Cope, it's individuals. As Cope, we have a constitution that which must be respected. If you're talking about a person like Colleen, who is not a member in the Johannesburg structure, she is just a speaker in the City of Johannesburg. She therefore cannot have authority to come and preside on matters of Tshwane region. It cannot be that she is away from the City of Johannesburg, where she's supposed to be taking care of that city and its municipality.
Mr. Brian, but today again we're here. Last week it was Dr. Murunga Makwarela with the whole insolvency rehabilitation certificate issue not being presented. The credibility of that letter was questioned. Now it's an issue of two IDs of a councillor disputing that. Is there a problem in terms of, the vetting of your councillors? I mean, I know as the shares may sound, we spoke about this last week, but clearly it's quite problematic. And like my colleague is saying, it's costing the citizens of this metro.
Let me clarify this once and for all. The question of two IDs, it's fake. There is no two IDs in case of Mr. Sifanyetso. It is just a typo matter that has happened from the side of IEC. There is only one ID which Mr. Councillor Sifanyetso owns. The question of their criminal record, that is also nonsense. I must say, Councillor Sifanyetso had a traffic offence in 2001. He had no criminal record. Now we have people who are delinquents who cannot explain the difference between a criminal record and a traffic offence. Now those things, if they can be distinguished, we won't be talking about Mr. Sifanyetso having a criminal offence and having two IDs. IEC has written to us to say we acknowledge the mistake that we have done in terms of typing the ID number of Councillor Sifanyetso. That is nothing to make it a halabaloo about by the individuals who have a private agenda that which they want to advance. That we are not going to allow.
Just to get his reaction.
Thank you very much. The EFF supports the decision to adjourn council for today. We believe that Cope must be given time to sort out its internal affairs. We do not want to enter into any party political issues within Cope, and it's not our space. What we are interested in as the EFF is service delivery and to make sure that there is stability in council. That's what we want to see happen.
But if you are interested in service delivery, and just to obviously remind perhaps our viewers, it's Patricia Fasaki from the SABC. If the EFF is really interested in service delivery, why are you not pushing harder for council to stabilize and so that we can see the elections of a mayor to happen? In particular, the fact that the adjustments budget needs to be passed perhaps by this Friday.
Thank you very much. That responsibility actually should be passed back to the DA. The DA is the one that walked out of last week's council. Now there is new issues from Cope. Now this is why we are here now as we're speaking. If we had elected a mayor last time, or on the 13th or so, we wouldn't be here. Now we are stuck because the DA has decided to basically abandon council together with this multi-party coalition. So we are trying very hard. And by the way, the EFF never disrupted. If you check the meetings, we've never even disrupted any proceedings. We were calm, we were seated, we were obeying the instructions of the speaker so that we can go ahead with this particular council. Thank you.
Britain, there you go. It seems as though the city of Tshwane will not have a mayor today once again. And of course, this in relation to the speaker having now to seek legal advice as to what happens next with a Cope councillor who is accused by a group in Cope of having 2 ID numbers, while another faction in Cope is saying that he is eligible to be a council member, that there is no such a thing, that Mr. Sefanyato does not have a criminal record. This is a similar situation that unfolded previously where Dr. Murunga Makwarela's insolvency rehabilitation certificate was being questioned as well. So clearly there is a problem here. And the speaker says until further notice, for now we just have to hang in tight and wait when he calls council again to try and elect a mayor. But what's crucial here is that we now understand that the provincial treasury had given this council until Friday to try and solve and get their house in order so they can pass the adjustment budget, which speaks to service delivery, paying service providers and insurance service delivery. But we also now get word that the National Treasury is saying until month end. So there really isn't time. And what this essentially means is that failure to pass this adjustment budget could see the provincial government intervening urgently to try and rescue the capital city.
Yeah, Pule, just a quick one. So now there'll be no mayor there. Now there's this hassle, this issue around identification of the identity of one councillor. Is Tshwane at this stage risking or on the brink of coming under provincial administration? It has happened before where Tshwane was put under provincial administration.
Yeah, definitely. It happened before, and we remember the administrators under the leadership of Mponawa then, who were put here with Mr. Mayile, or put rather by Mr. Mayile, Kokta MEC then in Gauteng, were criticized for the bad work they did. But in relation to your question, the city does run a risk of being placed under administration if it does not get its house in order, particularly with what we're seeing, because residents are compromised and there isn't sufficient service delivery taking place in the metro because the budget has not been passed, and therefore several departments cannot execute their mandate or their duties, which speaks to servicing the city as well. There isn't any mayoral committee as well which has been elected, so it's quite problematic, and this is dangerous for the city.
Okay, Pule, as we conclude, very briefly, if you may, you've spoken, you got the views there a short while ago from different political parties. What should we expect next now to happen in the council there?
So for now, we wait. We wait for the speaker to actually convene and call another special council sitting where we may see the election of the mayor, hopefully. Therefore, then the mayor will elect his mayoral committee. But he said until further notice. So we don't know how long it will take till he seeks that legal advice. So for now, we wait. We will be getting a reaction from the Democratic Alliance as to whether will they be taking legal action against the speaker's move, because they believe that the speaker did not follow council rules and did not listen to their proposal, which spoke to them having to move to the agenda of electing a mayor. It's quite chaotic in the city of Tshwane, but we can only hope to see that communique from the city as soon as possible, because residents really are pinning their hopes on this council to actually convene and ensure service delivery is something which is prioritized.
Thank you very much. Pule Letshwiti Jones, inside the council chambers at Tshwane House. That's in the capital. We'll have to wait and see what will happen next. For now, Tshwane still remains without a mayor this hour. The court case to declare